Hi there, good evening everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So welcome here to Favorites. This is a show we do Wednesday night in which I give you a top like 10 or 25 or 15 or ranking some songs. In this case, we're doing some ranking of the albums. Yep. I'm finally going to do this Jethro Tull discography. It's massive. It's just massive. I can't even remember half of the songs on half of the albums. There's so many of them. And the problem is with Jethro Tull, for those of you who haven't experienced this, is that every album had, especially the newer ones, the newer releases, and the re-releases, more of the re-releases than the new releases, you get a ton of stuff that was done at the same time as the album that they've added to it. So half the time I don't know if I'm ranking the album or the stuff that they added to it, the bonus tracks if you prefer. Anyways, it's a fun thing. I love almost all of Jethro Tull's stuff. A lot of it I've been listening to in the last 4 years, a vast majority of it over the last 4 years. There's about a dozen, no, not that many. There's probably like 6 or maybe 7 albums that I had prior to this channel that I listened to a lot that I'm very familiar with. So they're going to also be in there. But the entire discography. The only one I don't own is the Christmas album. And it's not from lack of trying to get it, but I'm not going to pay an arm and a leg for an album that I'm reasonably sure will end up at or near the bottom of my list. So there's no point to waiting anymore. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to rank them the way I always rank them, from my least favorite to my most favorite, worst to first, whatever you want to call it. So or in this case, 24 to number 1. That's how I'm going to rank these. And just remember that these are only my interpretation of the albums based on my own personal experience. You may have a vastly different. You may have the albums completely different, but that's your experience. I can't rank them according to your experience. I can only rank them according to my own. So all these explanations aside, we're going to rank the studio albums of Jethro Tull, a massive undertaking. I think this is the biggest one. I think there's even more here than was with Yes. I think Yes had like maybe 22 or 23. It might have been 23. But the Yes one does relatively well on my channel. It usually every month gets its 60 or 70 people that view it, and it hasn't been out for about 2 or 3 years. I'm hoping this one will be as enjoyable as that one was. So I'm going to get underway with it. I will have to stop periodically to drink because this is going to take a lot out of me. So Jethro Tull's first album came out in 1968, I believe, or early 69. There seems to be some discretion. Some places say 68, 69 for the first two. Some say 69, 70 for the first two. It was a while ago anyways, let's put it that way. And their last one just came out this year. So they've been pretty active for most of that time. There was a period between the Christmas album and the first of the 3 newer albums. So about maybe 18 years where they didn't have one. Not totally uncommon. A lot of bands do this at that stage of the game. So I'm going to rank them anyways according to how I like them. And we'll start off by doing the least. So the Christmas album will go last, basically because I don't own it. I've never heard it. I don't really have a great deal of interest in getting it. I may have heard a few songs off of it, but it is a Christmas album, so it's not going to go high on my list anyway. So when I do get it, maybe I'll do a re-ranking. Some of these albums, of course, I've only had a couple of years or less than a year, so they're not going to do as well as others. And that's just the normal range with me. So, if I did this in 5 years, I might get a totally different ranking. But for today, this is the ranking. So number 24, the Christmas album, coming in dead last. Can't really say too much about it. I'm just putting it here because it can't rank ahead of these if I never listened to it. Next up is an album I've listened to maybe a half dozen times now. And I really have not warmed up to this. It's completely, to me, completely unmemorable, other than the cover, which isn't too bad. We're talking about Under Wraps. I'm actually going to put my glasses on because there'll be some things I won't be able to see. So, yeah, nothing here really strikes me as being terribly memorable with this album. I don't think it's a brutal album. I've listened to some brutal albums. This is not one of them. It's just terribly unmemorable, and I've listened to it a half dozen times, and none of these songs come out of here and strike me. So number 23, Under Wraps. Now I have to find a place to put all this stuff. There's so much of it. I'll move this over just slightly and put it here. Gets too high, we'll move it. Okay, next up in the 22nd spot will probably surprise some people. And I don't know why I don't really care for this album. It's just something about it doesn't sit well with me. We're talking about Passion Play. Now, it did come out roughly the same period as Thick as a Brick, but I didn't respond to this nearly as well as I did to the Thick as a Brick album. I realize that there may come a time where I'll give this more time and maybe my opinion of it will change, but for now it's definitely near the bottom of the stack at number 22. Number 21, JTull.com. I've listened to this now quite a few times. It's to me it feels kind of lackluster. Nothing sticks out for me. I don't mind Black Mamba. Yeah, that's the only one I kind of remember, so that's the reason I'm giving it to you. I think it's a better album than these other two, which I kind of almost dislike. They're not. I don't. Well, yeah, the bottom Under Wraps probably a little bit on the dislike side. The other one not as much. I just never warmed up to it. This one has at least a couple songs on here that aren't too bad, even though a terribly unmemorable album. So we're already forgetting 23, 22, 21, number 21. I'm actually going to bring my list up here just in case I need to reference it. Okay, next up is number 20, the debut album. Yeah, so now you're getting a bit of a jump. So for those first four albums, they're either unmemorable, don't really like certain parts of them, or haven't listened to them enough. This one I've listened to about the same amount of times, 6 or 7. Kind of like this album. It is a little bit different than Jethro Tull's stuff, a lot more bluesy. There's some good stuff on here, though. It's not a bad album for an almost non-Jethro Tull album. I say that loosely. Obviously, it sounds like Jethro Tull and Anderson singing, but just not as much as I'm used to. So this will be my number 20. So number 19 is going to be from one of the new albums that came out in the recent years, like the last 3 years he's put out. 3 years? I think it's 21 to 22, 23, 24, so 4 years. Is going to be Rock Flout. This is the concept album, the Norse mythology concept album. It's good. The music is good. Hammer on Hammer is good. All Father I like. Just looking here. Cornucopia, no, that's not it. Wolf Unchained, that was the other one I liked. So those 3 tracks, I kind of like them. Album isn't terribly memorable. It's a loose concept of the Norse mythology from kind of inception to Ragnarok and so on. That's what I think is the reason why he chose that. He got into this kind of Norse mythology over this course of this last little bit, decided to do an album on it. It's not a bad album, but it has Jethro Tull's vocals at a reduced, or Ian Anderson's vocals at a reduced sound. He's reduced the music to fit the vocals. It's a little bit of what I would call a talking voice-like vocal, so almost a narration. At times it kind of meanders a bit and it's a little bit boring. I think with these type of vocals he would be better off to keep it fairly short. Anyways, that's my number 19. Number 18 is an album I've listened to maybe about 5 times now. I've warmed up a little bit over the last little bit with it. It comes from that period of Jethro Tull that I quite like. And it's too old to rock and roll, too young to die. I don't really like the cover, the yellowness to it, or anything about to look at. It's kind of doesn't hit me right away. So the music isn't terribly bad. There's some stuff I'm warming up to. I could see this album maybe jumping up a bit, but I don't think for that era, I don't think it's as good as some of his other stuff. Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die, of course, is on one of my greatest hits, so I'm very familiar with that. The rest of the stuff is okay. Not bad. It's not bad, but it's not one of my stronger albums. So this is number 18, I believe. Next up, number 17. Currently in my playlist, doing okay. It's coming on. I think it'll actually, if we were to do this ranking, maybe in a couple months, it might be up quite a bit higher. But right now, it's going to come here at number 17. This is Rock Island. I believe this was released in 89? 89, yeah. So it's starting to come into that period where his vocals are kind of starting to shoot, but he's still trying to maintain it. But this isn't too bad for, I don't mind it. It's okay. Okay, number 16. Another album from the more recent era. His last album came out this year. Curious Remnant. I like the cover on this. I wish he would stop using his face though. I don't see what the point is to that. And almost all the pictures of him and members of the band wearing stuff. This one's a little better than Rock Float. It's a Puppet of Puppet Masters, which is the opening, and the title track, Curious Remnant. I do like them. Stygian Hand, I don't mind that as well. There's some good stuff on here, but it has that same kind of lower key musical tone to go with his vocals. His vocals, of course, are very kind of spoken word, more or less. But it's a better album than Rock Float, I think, overall. But not much better. So it's going to come here at number 16, I believe. So let me check. I think that's what number I have it at. Yep. Next up is 15. This is an album I've listened to like 3 or 4 times, and most of it in the last month or so. I think I'm going to really like this one quite a lot once I get a lot more listening time. Once it goes into the playlist, it's still waiting its turn. But it's pretty decent. It has some good stuff on it. Crossfire. We're talking about A. This is a pretty good album. I think this came out during my favorite period of them as well. Yeah, 1980. Am I wrong? Okay, this is just after the drummer Barrymore Barlow and, of course, John Glasscock passed away. Barry Barlow leaving the band, and you've got a couple of new people in here. David Pegg on bass and Mark Craney on drums. Ed Jobson doing a kind of a special appearance on here. So it's a decent album. I can see this actually doing quite a bit better as it gets more listening time in. But for today, it's going to come here at number 15. Now, number 14. The last of those 3 albums that came out in recent years. The Zealot Gene. I really liked this album a lot when it first came out. I think part of it was nostalgic, that because I hadn't heard any new Jethro Tull in decades, and I was happy to get a new one. But this one also has 4 tracks on it: Mrs. Tibbetts, Jacob's Tale, Mine is the Mountain, and Zealot Gene. Excuse me. All very good, all great tracks, and really pushes this one to the top of that list of those new albums. The rest of the stuff is okay. There's little bits and pieces in it that I don't mind. The Fisherman of Euphrates. Sorry, having a hard time getting words out. I didn't mind that either. But yeah, it's a lot of okay stuff. I think, like I said, it benefited from being the first of those albums to come out, and I listened to it. Cover aside, it's a pretty decent album, and so it comes here at number 14. Number 13. Yep, I think I got it right. Number 13. Catfish Rising. Cover's a little different. I don't mind it. It's not terrible. It's got some stuff that's pretty good on here. The Occasional Demons. I kind of like this track. Rock on the Road, not bad either. Thinking Round Corners, kind of a quirky song, but I kind of like that too. This album has that that Crest of a Knave feel to it a little bit. Not as good, but has a little bit of that feel going on. It's still in its normal registry, but he struggles a bit on the vocals on this album, but it's not by any means terrible. When Jesus Came to Play, another great track. Yeah, I like this one quite a bit, actually. It did fairly well with me. Catfish Rising, Jethro Tull. Number 13, is it? Am I at 13 already? Yep, number 13. Number 12. So now we get this first stack. I'm going to move it out of the way now. It really is, it goes kind of from okay down to not so good, with the top one, Catfish Rising, being a little bit on the good side. The next one is the first one that I would say is good, as a good album, solid album, and that's Benefit. I think this could have done better if I'd given it more time, but I was kind of a bit of a rush to put different stuff into my playlist, and I didn't think it was going to rise any higher, so I kind of took it out. But it's a pretty strong album. Bluesy, got a little bluesy flavor still to it, but definitely sounds like some of the folky or more electrical sounding Jethro Tull that started to come out after Stand Up. This one is good though. I quite like it. There isn't anything that to me is outstanding on the album, but all the songs from 1 to 8, or in this case 10, 1 to 10, because I put the other 2 on the wrong side, all pretty solid. Like, there's nothing in here I dislike and nothing in here that I really love. And it's got some bonus tracks on it, which are quite good. Witch's Promise is on here too, which is not bad. It's on the bonus track, just in case you're one of those people out there that are familiar with this album strongly. Yeah, so Benefit, 4-member band. Nice picture of them on the front. It's not the best of covers either, but it's not bad. So this will be my number 12. So we're now number 11. Roots to Branches. I like the color of this album. It's very colorful. Most of the tracks are pretty strong. This album really warmed up for me. The title track, of course, I like. Out of the Noise is good. Dangerous Veins. This album, it kind of is more of that Catfish Rising, Crest of a Knave kind of flavor to it. But it's good. It doesn't. There's nothing on here that I really dislike or anything. And again, there's nothing on here that's really all that outstanding either. But it's just overall good. It's kind of the same as Benefit. You could probably flip either of them around. It wouldn't be a mistake. Next, now we're going to get in the top 10. I'm just going to move these guys down and out of the way. And we'll get into the top 10. These are the good ones now. Now we're good to very good to great to like masterpieces. Like, this is just really the cream of the crop here. We're going to start with Heavy Horses. A lot of people say this is a lot like Songs from the Wood. I thought it has that same flavor for sure. Definitely has all that same stuff that you get off Songs from the Wood. I don't think it's as memorable of an album. It's good though. It's good. I think it'll probably get a second chance at my playlist at some point, and maybe it'll do better. Unfortunately for it was on the playlist at the same time as a couple of other Jethro Tulls, so it was being competed against the 3, and it didn't do as well as the other 2, but still strong album. Lots of good stuff here. Very Tull sounding, part of that era that I really like. The other thing about this is it has an additional 9 tracks to go with the original 9 tracks, and they're all almost as good, or in some cases better. Yeah, Jacqueline, I like that. Very good. Yeah, lots of stuff here. This is a strong album. Cover's not too bad. Not one of his better covers, but not bad. So this is number 10. Heavy Horses. Next up, I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to put them over here from now on, so I'm worried they're going to fall off the edge here. Next up is an album that did very well for me when I initially put it in the playlist. It was in there for a long time, one of the longer times. I just never have returned to it much. Once in a while, I'll pull it out and play it. I think it's, when you see it, you'll know what the issue is. Thick as a Brick. Album cover's funny. It's very Monty Python-ish. It's the length of it, like in order to enjoy this, you have to listen to the entire album, and I'm never really in a mood to listen to two sides of one song. Not very often anyways, but this also comes with a live at Madison Square Garden part to it, and then you have an interview at the end with both Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson, Martin Barr, and Jeffrey Hammond. So that part I kind of enjoyed, but the first part is really good. This is a strong progressive rock song, maybe their most progressive. Definitely deserves to be a top 10 album. Has been higher at times. Recently it hasn't been as high because I'm listening to a lot of stuff. But once I get through their entire discography, it'll probably get its chance to come back around too. So Thick as a Brick, number 9. I know for many people that's going to be up in the top 2 or 3. Next up, I took to this album almost immediately, not just because I love the artwork on it. Stand Up is the album, their second album. Still got a little bit of that bluesy flavor, not fully on board with the Jethro Tull sound yet, but pretty damn close. But it has some of their best songs. Beret, Jeffrey Goes to Lancaster Square, really good, another one of those Jeffrey songs. Fat Man, absolutely killer track, easily my favorite on the album. Although I like some of the other stuff, 4,000 Mothers, I like that too. Look Into the Sun, yeah, it's got a lot of really strong tracks. Still not 100% Jethro Tull sound yet, but pretty close to it. Stand Up here, number 8. Wrong spot. Number 7. This album, again, same type of thing as Stand Up. Came around on my playlist around about the same time. This is my number 7. War Child. Cover's a little different. I kind of like the back thing a little bit more. It's a little bit more busy. It's kind of different. It's different. Lots of stuff going on there. It's got 10 tracks on the album plus an additional bonus tracks, like seven bonus tracks. All of them pretty decent too. Some of them actually should have been, I think, included on the original album. But Queen and Country, really good track. Sea Lion, I don't mind. Skating Away, of course, on the Thin Ice of the Day is one of the 2 big tracks on the album. It's always been one of my favorite Tull tracks. Sorry, I let the album down. The title's a little bit overbearing, but it's not. It's a great tune. Of course, you got Bungle in the Jungle, I think probably one of Jethro Tull's 2 or 3, maybe their top 5 biggest songs of all time. It's definitely in my top 5 for sure. It's up there. I don't know if it's my number 2 or 3. I know what my number 1 is, but it's not this one, but it's up there. Only Solitaire, pretty good shot. Third Hurrah, I kind of like that. Two Fingers is okay as well. This album's got a lot of that folky sound to it that I like from Jethro Tull. He does, Ian Anderson doing a lot of really strong vocal performance here too. So this album's going to come here at number 7. War Machine. War Child. War Machine's from a different band. Next up, in the number 6 spot, this album I've had for a very long time. It's probably one of my 2 or 3 oldest Jethro Tull albums. I bought it on a whim one day. Because I love the cover of it. Somebody had told me it's a good album. I went and bought it. Crest of a Knave. This one's very different sounding though than what I was expecting when I got it. I was expecting a certain sound from Jethro Tull. This is not like that. And I will tell you, initially I didn't care for it. It took me a while to warm up to this album. But now I like it quite a bit. There's about 3 or 4 songs on here that are very memorable. I like the opening track, Steel Monkey. Love that track. Heavy, very nice. She Said She Was a Dancer is a typical kind of Jethro Tull playing with words type of thing. I like that quite a bit as well. Dogs in the Midwinter, really heavy track like that. Budapest, which is probably the big track on the album, very, very catchy. Really like that as well. Mountain Men, I like this. Rising, is it Raising Steam, sorry, kind of like this quite a bit too. It's a nice ending to a strong album, I think. Cover is good. Album is, perfect. A perfect middle ground, Jethro Tull. In this case, it's doing very well for me. I've been listening to it a little bit more lately as well. So it's going to come in at number 6. So now we're down to the top 5. I don't think there'll be any much arguments on these ones. You may have your own other albums outside of this top 5 that you prefer here, but I don't think anybody can not say these are really strong Jethro Tull albums. So number 4 and number 5, they were both on my playlist at the same time. They both were on there for the same length of time. They both did very well. But I had to choose one for 5th and one for 4th. So for today, I'm going to go with this Storm Watch in the 5th spot. Really difficult to put it there. I feel like somehow I should have had it higher, but it's a good album. Lots of strong stuff here. If I'm correct, yes, this one came out before. Doesn't give me a year on it. Just wanted curious. I think this was 79, and I think this is the last album with John Glasscock on it. The bass on here is really strong. The songs are very good. Flying Dutchman's on here. Dark Ages, North Sea Oil, Orion, all of them really strong tracks on a very strong album. Cover's great. Back of the cover's really good. It has some bonus tracks in here. Stitch in Time, Crossword, Kelpie, King Henry's Mad Rigel, sorry. Really, really good album. Like it a lot. So number 4, of course, is the other one, Broadsword and the Beast. One of their best covers, I believe. I love this very kind of medieval kind of, kind of the King Henry meets the Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it. I like the corner pictures adding to the elf in the middle there. Absolutely great. This has some of my favorite Tull songs of recent time. Beastie, of course. Fallen on Hard Times. Flying Colors is good. Slow Marching Band, of course. Broadsword, really good. Pussy Willow's good. Watching Me, Watching You. Yeah, that's kind of a different song, but I kind of like it. And then it has some excellent bonus tracks on it. Jack Frost and the Hooded Crow, Jacqueline, Overhang, Down at the End of the Road. Yeah, these are just some really strong album with a very great cover. Number 4. I think it may have finished 4th because I love the cover so much. The last 3 are easily the last 3. We jump up now to what I call masterpieces. Those last 2, I think, are very good, strong albums, strong contenders for masterpiece at some point. These next 3 are all masterpieces. I love them all, but you can only have one in 3rd, one in 2nd, and one in 1st. So we're going to go with their Magnus Opus. Many people will put this right at the top, and we're talking about Aqualung. This is a masterpiece album, no doubt about it. The cover is great. The songs are very memorable. The title track, of course. Never a song that I was really into growing up, and was actually the song that kind of turned me away from this band a bit. But I've grown to like it quite a bit now that I've had it explained to me what he's talking about. It kind of has changed my perception of it. Cross-Eyed Mary, this is a heavy, great, heavy track. Actually love it. It's an amazing song. Cheap Days Return is good. Mother Goose is probably my favorite on this album. It's a little bit different, but the vocal performance is fantastic. The use of the acoustic guitar is fantastic as well. Wondering Aloud, another good kind of meandering song, but great. Then you got My God, fantastic tune. Hymn 45 I like. Slipstream is good, of course. Locomotive Breath, one of his most famous songs, one of the best songs on the album as well. Wind Up was probably my favorite song on this album initially for a long period of time. I kind of played it so much I can't really listen to it much anymore. And Lick Your Fingers Clean and good. And then you also have some other versions on here. Wind up the quad version excerpts from the Ian Anderson interview, which was really good. And then you got songs from Jeffrey, Fat Man, and Bure, both from Stand Up on here as well. It's a good, solid, great album. Definitely a masterpiece if Jethro Tull, where Jethro Tull is concerned. That's number 3. Number 2, this is just basically virtue of the absolute memorable tracks on this album. One of the most memorable albums I have ever heard. And what's even more memorable is the bonus tracks are almost as good. So you've got Minstrel in the Gallery, classic Tull sound, absolutely killer. I love the instrumentation on this. I love his voice on this song. Cold Winds of Valhalla, another song, absolutely killer. Both of these tracks are also included 2 live versions of it at the bottom end of the album as part of the bonus tracks. Black Satin Dancer, this is an underrated emotional vocal song by Ian Anderson. I love it. I think it's one of their best tracks on here. Requiem, maybe the weakest track on here, but still very strong. One White Duck or Nothing at All, very memorable track, catchy as hell. And then Baker Street Muse, absolutely a epic side song. Just lots of stuff going on here. The guitar is fantastic on this track. His vocals are great. The way in which the album and the song are put together, fantastic. The drumming is really good too. Yeah, definitely one of my top 10, probably a top 10 for sure, track by Jethro Tull. And then the rest of the album is really strong too. Oh yeah, actually I forgot. Grace is good. It's kind of a mild ending to a strong album. And then you got your bonus stuff. Summer Day Sands might be my favorite on the album, even though it didn't originally come with it. March of the Mad Scientist is good, and Pan Dance are all pretty good. This is a strong album. Going to be my number 2. Someday could be number 1, but it's got its work cut out for it. Number 1 won't come as a surprise to anybody who knows me and watches this channel. Will know that it's going to be Songs from the Wood. Cover's okay. I don't think it's that great of a cover, but it's not terrible either. But from top to bottom, this is the best Tull album, in my opinion. Every song is very memorable. Every song is good. There's a lot of folkiness to this album. There's a lot of progressive sounds to this album. There's a lot of heavy rock sounds to this album. Ian Anderson's voice is bang on. This may be the best album for his voice, in my opinion. Songs from the Wood, it starts out absolutely great vocal song. Great title song for an album. Just love it. Jack in the Green and Velvet Green. A couple of greens in there. Really good. Folky as hell. Catchy as hell. There's songs that you want to sing along to. Then you've got Cup of Wonder and Hunting Girl. Hunting Girl is probably my favorite track on this album. Both very heavy, catchy, lots of hooks. The lyrics are great. They tell stories. Both of them I like. Then you get Solstice. Ring Out Solstice Bells. This one, again, very emotional, upbeat kind of vocal track. Almost a religious feel to it. The Whistler. So the bottom 3 tracks here: The Whistler, Pip Rock, Cap in Hand, and Fire of Midnight. Very different, all 3. So The Whistler, some great flute playing there, of course. Pip Rock, Cap in Hand. This is probably the heaviest track on the album. The guitar is just like ripping guitar here, really beefy, just fantastic electric stuff going on. And Fire at Midnight, kind of haunting, a little bit of a haunting song at the end. Great album. Definitely my number 1. So those are my picks for Jethro Tull. That's my ranking of the Jethro Tull discography from top to bottom. Well, actually, that was from bottom to top. So I'm going to give it back to you one last time. I'm going to give it to you in the order that is from top to bottom this time. So number 1, the Songs from the Wood. Number 2, Minstrels in the Gallery. Number 3, Aqualung. Number 4, Broadsword and the Beast. And number 5, Stormwatch. Number 6, Crest of the Knave. Number 7, War Child. I'm just going to move these here. Number 8, Stand Up. Sorry, they're trying to move over. Number 9, Thick as a Brick. And closing out the top 10, Heavy Horses. Now we'll do the others. I just got to bring them up. Number 11, Roots to Branches. Number 12, Benefit. Number 13, Catfish Rising. Number 14, The Zealot Gene. Number 15, A. Number 16, Curious Remnant. Number 17, Rock Island. Number 18, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die. Number 19, Rock Flout. Number 20, the debut album, which is Number 21, JethroTull.com. Number 22, A Passion Play. I suspect some year this will make the top 10. I'm just speculating. Number 23, Under Wraps. And finally, last but not least, and I do not have the album to show you, is the Christmas album. I don't think that album will ever amount to much for me because I'm not really into that kind of thing. So, but it's got to be ranked. It's part of the total. At some point, I'll get to listen to it. So it's defunct at the bottom. Maybe I shouldn't even have included it. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this ranking of the Jethro Tull discography. If you want, you can put your ranking in the bottom. Curious to see if people view them in the same light as I do. I have my definite Jethro Tull period that I like the best, and my second favorite period, and my third favorite period, and then my last favorite period. So if you want to put your own rankings in the commentary area at the bottom in the comment section, you can do that. If you want to talk about Jethro Tull and make some comment about them, you can do that. If you want to say something about something I've said, you can do that as well. All those things can go in the comment section below. Please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And we'll be back next week here on Favorites with another episode of some ranking of some sort. Take care. Have yourself a good evening. Goodbye here from the Prog Monster.